PCS Nation subscribers. Here we are again, hanging out the window in an unscheduled Saturday night edition of PCS Radio Out the Window. Did you miss me since when we did it last night? I don't even remember. Oh yeah, that was that tragedy, that technological tragedy that I inflicted upon myself last night. But that's half of what we're doing tonight, is we're proving that Rumble is viable. We are shooting this episode on the Rumble cam. And we're going to post it up on Rumble, share it over to Substack through Rumble instead of YouTube, because fuck YouTube. And we're going to, like I said, this is like a big run on that. See how that all works out. A, if I can actually do it without deleting the whole thing after I finish recording it. And B, if I can get it up onto Substack and see what you guys think of it. How you like watching this stuff through the Rumble platform instead of the YouTube platform. Because I think that's what we're going to do. And we're going to get it up on Rumble too. You're going to get a chance to see us. And we're going to start smearing the PCS Nation name all over Rumble. See if we can't start drawing some people in through that. So that's part one of two. Part two is I'm celebrating a little bit tonight. It's kind of cheap and cheesy, but I'm celebrating the first day of me just literally not giving a shit about Facebook. I really didn't. It was the first day I made a whole day. And I just didn't be bothered with it. I couldn't be bothered with it. I didn't look at the numbers. I peeked a little bit. I know where they're at and know what's going on. I did get drawn in for one silly, stupid thing. And I'm actually going to read it to you, man. This just made me laugh more at this point than anything else, because what's done is done, and that's that. You know, we're going to do what we got to do there and move along and build this thing here instead. And we're going to try and find some other ways. But anyway, I did go to Facebook for a minute. I'm not going to yell and scream. And man, there's always hope that this is the last time I ever talk about Facebook. And I promise you, this is going to be a short one tonight. Like I said, we just wanted to get this thing up and running and make sure we can get it and it works and it's something you guys like. But since I have this, I figured I'd read it to you. We got this new note tagged on us today based upon the events of last week with Linda getting locked up and our reach getting smushed and everything else. But this is new. Now, all of that stuff I've been through before. I've been through the mines here, and it's not my first rodeo, and I've been the 30-day stance, and I've had the suppression reach, and I've been through all of that. And I even had your page is about to be shut down, whatever the fuck that thing says. That's been hung on me. I had that thing on there for 2 years, and I worked all my violations off and made them have to take it off. So, nah. But I've been through all that before, and this is something I've never seen before, and I think they're getting serious now. I think they're getting really scared now. Probably not, but I think that. So they sent us this additional note now. This is added on to the page quality, where they tell you all the shitty things we do that they don't like, that don't agree with their ideology, and punish us for. It's a list of whole things, and there's only 3 of them on there now. They're actually all Linda, I might add. I got them. Which is awesome. Good for you. That's my queen. Right in the spirit of things. Anyway, this is new, and they put this little tag on it now that says, and I'm just going to read everything to you. This page isn't being suggested to people at this time. And then it lists the reason why. Too many posts on this page have gone against our community standards. Number 2, this page won't appear in lists where we suggest pages to new people. And 3, people can still find and like this page. Yeah, good luck with that. And then it tells you what you can do, which is fucking nothing. You can see the violations, which you could have saved the bites on that one, because I know every single violation I've ever committed on here. And the other option is you can review our guidelines. So basically what you can do is diddly dick and nothing, except go look at what you did wrong and go look at why they're telling you it's wrong. So I peeked around a little bit. I never really did this before. Like, I never really read the community guidelines because I never had any intention of living within them. So it didn't really matter to me. It was kind of irrelevant. But I went and I looked, and this is what the baseline standards do. Okay, I'm reading it now. What baseline standards does Facebook maintain for its recommendations? Now, we are not eligible to be recommended anymore, and this is why. So there's a couple of paragraphs here. Okay. At Facebook, we have guidelines about what content will be recommended to people. Those guidelines fit into a strategy. This is really small. I'm sorry, the picture sucks. I thought it was better than it is, but I'm going to start over. I think I got another version of it. Wait a second. Maybe that might be. Yeah, this one's clearer. All right, I should have started here. I'm going to start from the top. Okay, what baseline standards does Facebook maintain to its recommendations? I'm going to try that one more time. What baseline standards does Facebook maintain for its recommendations? Okay, I think I got the syntax and all that shit right on it this time. So this is us. This is why we can't be recommended. At Facebook, we have guidelines about what content we will recommend to people. Those guidelines fit into a strategy we have used to manage problematic content on Facebook, that's us, since 2016, called Remove, Reduce, and Inform. That's kind of like Stop, Question, Frisk, which they are outraged about, but it's essentially the cyber same thing as that, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so this strategy involves removing content that violates our community standards, reducing the spread of problematic content that does not violate our standards, and informing people with additional information so they can choose what to click. I have no idea what that sentence even just meant because it sounds like they're fucking arguing with themselves. Where was I? Blah, 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 blah. Informing people with additional information so they can choose what to click, read, or share. Discussion of our reduce work on Facebook has often centered on news feeds and how we rank posts within it. However, our recommendation guidelines are another important tool. I'm not an idiot, like I can actually read. It's just I'm having a tough time because I'm aging. Oh wow, I can do this. I flipped it sideways. Now it's bigger. I'm not going to start over, but I'll just take it from like halfway through. All right. So anyway, this is because it's going to get good. I didn't really even get to the good part yet. But let's see. However, our recommendation guidelines are another important tool that we use to reduce the spread of problematic content on our platform. See how much better that is now that I can see it? Next paragraph. Through our recommendations and guidelines, we work to avoid making recommendations that could be low quality, objectionable, or particularly sensitive. Again, that's us. We're low quality, we're objectionable, and we're particularly sensitive. And we can't be recommended to people because we're unsafe. And we also avoid making recommendations that may be inappropriate for younger viewers. Well, that's fine. I can respect that. That sounds reasonable to me. So our recommendations guidelines, I guess that's recommendations/guidelines, because it sounds like some fucking idiot wrote it, which is, I guess, you got a small pool out there in Menlo Park. But it just doesn't sound right. But I'm reading it the way it's written. Our recommendations guidelines, with no slash in between it to indicate that it's together, are designed to maintain a higher standard than our community standards. Oh, so we jumped it up. Linda, you stepped it up, baby. My queen, you went from just violating community guidelines to recommendations guidelines. Okay, now I get the recommendations guidelines thing. That's a whole separate and like higher ring of hell that you go into. Like, I don't know what those gulags must be like, but we did it. Linda, we did it. We broke the recommendations guidelines, not just the community standards. So our recommendations guidelines are designed to maintain a higher standard than our community standards because recommended content and connections are from accounts or entities you haven't chosen to follow, which is a fucking lie because most of you on here either got invited and accepted the invitation or found the place yourself and climbed in and jumped on board with us. And that's a bunch of bullshit right there. I didn't even pick up on that line when I read through this quickly the first time. So let me read that again because recommended content and connections are from accounts or entities you haven't chosen to follow. So fuck you, Facebook, you're lying. You're fucking lying. Therefore, not all content allowed on our platform will be eligible for recommendation. Again, that's us. In developing these guidelines, we sought input from 50 leading experts specializing in recommender systems, expression, safety, and digital rights. And I question that too, but let's not even bother. Those consultations are part of our constant efforts to improve these guidelines and provide people with a safe and positive experience when they receive recommendations on our platform. We want to provide you with more information about the types of content, accounts, and entities that we try to avoid recommending us. Here we are, PCS Nation. Why don't you just put us right in this fucking thing, like put our logo right in there. And both to keep our community more informed and to provide guidance for content creators about recommendations. So we we broke Facebook, man. We broke right through the community standards, and we went right up and blew out the recommendations guidelines, which I never even fucking heard of until today, after like 10 years on Facebook. So good for us, good for you, PCS Nation family, because you were right there, and it's all your fault right along with us, because some of your comments are worse than the shit we even say in the first place. But great job, Linda, getting busted last week. You really helped us along and pushed us over the edge here on this. We are now officially not just a hazard to your community guidelines, we are also completely in violation of the recommendations guidelines as well, whatever they may be. I think I just read them, but I didn't really understand what any of them were, and it doesn't matter because I'm not going to fucking pay any attention to them anyway. So we did it. Oh, Adrian, we did it. Good stuff, guys. So anyway, that's about all. Like I said, really just want to test out the Rumble gear and see how that works. And you guys got to get down there in the comments and let me know how it looks on Rumble. Let me know what you think about anything at all. Give me a buzz on the hotline at 914-258-2773. You can call and leave a message. I rarely answer the phone. Or you can leave me a text. That's much, much better. And I get back to as many as I can. Again, it's 914-258-2773 if you want to reach me that way. Or get in the comments. Let me know what you think about the Rumble thing and the Rumble Cam and how that worked out. Let me know what you think about anything at all. Any feedback. I love you guys to death. I get up in the morning to do this. This is it. This is all I want to be doing. And thank you for your support here on Substack, on Facebook. Fuck them anyway, but still thank you for being there. On Twitter, follow us at GlennPCS. I think that's all we are. I think we're on YouTube. I think we're on Gab somewhere if you want to look us up there. If you do, let me know and see if maybe I can remember what the password was. We got to check out a few of these other things. But we're going to try Rumble right now. We're going to get into Rumble a little bit and see if we can get anything stirred up there and start getting some additional growth from outside outlier places here on PCS Nation on Substack. All right, guys, I'm out. Big day tomorrow. And everybody enjoy the rest of your Saturday night, your second weekend of the week. And rock on. I love you. And I am out.